ladies and gentlemen, we want to go. Suppose we want to. I'm gonna throw you a low ball first, a slow ball. Do they have slow softball here? Cricket. No, cricket. Okay. Yeah, sorry. You bowl a googly. Okay, I'll need to ask about the interpretation of that. And there was one other part of Australian terminology I learned the other day, and I'm afraid to ask what it means because I'm afraid it's something most foul. Okay, so what does bugger all mean? Should we leave that to later? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna bowl a googly right now. So folks, we want to go and we want to report the number of individuals in this population who are overweight but not obese at a given time. This is just a rehearsal of yesterday. Where do we go in the model to do that? A count of those people. Sorry? Person, yes. Okay. Go to person. Okay. Is this about one person though? Is a traffic jam about one car? It's at the population. It's at the population. AnyLogic provides us with this construct called statistics for the population. Do you remember this yesterday in the closing minutes before we dashed off? Do you remember that? Okay. That's great. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to go add, well, I want to have a statistic for the count of people who are overweight but not obese. What would I do? Tell me what to do. Add, okay, and to do add, I use this plus, okay, good. Okay, maybe you think it should be plus, but okay, that's great. So I added, and now what would I do? Well, okay, I'll go name it. So let's call it, I don't know, count overweight but not obese, something like that. Just to be very clear about it. Okay. Okay. That's great. Okay. And what would I do now to realize that? It's a great aspiration. How do I realize that? What do I do? Is this a sum? Is it an average, a min, or a max, or a count? It's a count. And remember, there's this little light bulb. Do you see that? You see that? It's telling us what to do here. So what would I type to see if this person is overweight but not obese? Okay, well, item dot. Okay, now if I really wanted to do this, item dot, if I want to do it here, what is it in this person that's associated with, that's going to determine whether they're overweight? Who would I ask? Their weight, actually the weight state chart, and I could ask, is state active? And then I could ask, okay, and this is an unfortunate thing that you have to do here, person dot overweight, okay?
Nate, can you put that into a notepad sometime? Because actually, I can't read that from the back.
Sure. Yeah.
So yesterday we created a function in person that did the count, and then
Yes.
so you're just showing
I'm showing a different way, and I'm showing some of the unpleasantries that can be associated with that different way, graphically.
Cool thing you might be interested in. So you don't actually have to say state chart that is state active anymore. You can just say item.in state.
Oh.
Yep, they have a shorthand method for it now.
Really?
Yep. You go over anyone here. You can see. I can't remember if that's the exact name.
Is state?
I think it's just in state.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. So,
Oh.
reference.
Okay, that's nice.
You still need person not overweight for that?
Yes, you need person, not overweight, I think, because otherwise it doesn't know bugger all. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Okay, so item dot in state. So item is person. Remember, it's used to denote the person. Each successive person in the population is going to call item, and it's going to say, hey, are they in this certain state overweight? If so, it'll return true, otherwise false. It's going to count the number for which it's true. I actually have real misgivings about this thing because I think it hides which state chart they're in. But I think it's good to show it to people. They can use their aesthetics. Yeah. In some ways, it's good because then they don't have to worry about the state chart names and all those sorts of things. So, yeah. I'm also having a civil war internally about it. Okay, great. So, so you want to run this thing? Let's see if this works. Right? Build early, build often, and let's run this. And where would you go to see that statistic? Anyone? Anyone? You go to the population. And you notice there's mean years obese, count overweight but not obese, 3, 2, 4. Right, here we are, oscillating. Great. And here's the number of diabetes cases and the number of obesity cases from yesterday. Thing of beauty. Okay. Great. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to do something more sophisticated there. We're going to create a histogram showing the number of people who have had diabetes, had obesity by the number of times they've had it. Okay? Sure.
What are you doing?
What do I want to do?
Just missed the last sentence.
Oh, we're going to add in a histogram that will show the population according to the number of times they've been obese. Okay? Okay, can we do that? Okay, so this is going to take a little bit more finesse, and it's going to expose you to a very important construct, namely an event. So I'd like you to go to main. And in main, I'd like you to add something you've never added before. Go to palette, go to agent, and I'd like you to add in an event. And this event will be called report obesity episode histogram, something like that. This will be used to update a histogram, okay? Right. Right.
Are you on main?
I'm in Maine. Okay. 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 Great. So this event, and this is going to go off. You notice that with this event, we can choose how frequently to go. Events are extremely useful for periodically doing things or doing things only when the model finishes or when it starts. They basically can be used to trigger some actions that occur at a certain time or under a certain condition. In this case, it's going to be a timeout transition that occurs cyclically. And its first occurrence will be at time 0, and it's going to be recurring every 1 year. And with it is associated an action. Okay? And this action is going to basically do what's needed to create a little histogram. Okay? So I've asked you to add this event, and now we're going to add in the mechanisms to create that histogram. For this, I'd like you to scroll up in main to above that chart that's already there. Or probably better yet, let's put it to the right of that chart. Okay. So on the left-hand side here, I'd like to go down in the palette to analysis. And we're going to add in, what do you think we're going to add in from here? There's two things, actually. You can kind of guess from the names. Histogram is one. That's going to be the chart itself. And what's the other thing? Histogram data. Okay, there we go. Histogram data. And we're going to call that histogram data, we're going to call it histogram of obesity episodes. Histogram obesity episodes. Okay? And then in the histogram itself, we're going to call it a, excuse me, I should have called that thing not histogram obesity episodes. I should have called it histogram data obesity episodes because it's the data for the histogram. Histogram data obesity episodes. Okay. The histogram itself we should call histogram obesity episodes. Great. Great. Histogram obesity episodes here. And what do you think its data is going to be? Its data is just going to be that object we added, this histogram data obesity episode. So I've added two things, ladies and gentlemen. One is this histogram data object called histogram data obesity episodes. The other is this chart, this histogram chart that's going to be called histogram obesity episodes. For that, I'm going to do add histogram data in the data section. Its title, say, obesity episodes. And the and when it says histogram, you're going to enter histogram, the name of that other thing, histogram data obesity episodes. Now, we're most of the way done. We just have one more thing to do. But I'm sure some people have questions based on where we're at. So, questions? People want to see this and want me to go over again what I did? Yeah? Okay. So what I did is I did two things here, fundamentally. Excuse me, I did, in toto, here I've done three things. The first thing I did is I added an event. This event was called, this event was this thing over here. It was called Report Obesity Episode Histogram. And this was something that I set to be cyclic, to be its first occurrence time 1 year and recurrence time 1 year. Okay? The second thing is I went and I added this histogram data object from the analysis area of the palette, and I called it histogram data obesity episodes. And then I further added a histogram from the palette called histogram obesity episodes. I further pressed this button in the data area called add histogram data, and I added this thing called with a title obesity episodes, and I just for the histogram I gave it the name of this guy, this other guy we added, the histogram data. So I've got these three constructs: the event, the histogram data, which is going to actually hold the data to be displayed, and the actual chart of the histogram. And those have to be coordinated. And there's just one more piece I have to do, and I have to put into place. And that's associated. Does anyone want to see that more? What I've just done. Is that okay? Am I feeling okay? Okay. Okay. So the final thing is I want to go to this action here. And in the action here, what I want to do is I'm going to do two things. I'm going to zero out any data we had previously, and then I'm going to add in the data for the population. Watch this. This is this event we added a few minutes ago. Do you see that? Yep. So if you click on that, you scroll down. On this one, it should be a cyclic event occurring at time 0 initially and then every one time unit. And the action associated with it is the thing on which we will now focus. This is where the action's at. Yeah.
If you scroll it up, or you do, just because it's still on the bottom of the screen, we can't really see it.
Oh gosh, thank you. So you mean like?
Just make sure when you're typing, it's towards the top or middle of the screen.
Okay. Can you see it now or no?
Yeah, just wherever you also inputting stuff, just kind of drag that up.
Okay. Yeah. The problem is it won't scroll down more, but I could make the window smaller.
I mean that's okay.
Okay. Can you? Okay. Tell me if I need to lower my head. Okay. I'm trying. Okay. So so what we need to do is we need to zero out that histogram. Histogram data obesity episodes dot reset. Okay. And now the shining beauty. Okay. Okay. Are people ready? Okay. Population. We need to go through each person in the population and add their what to the histogram. Can you tell me? We're going to go through each person in the population, and for that person we're going to do what? Add their, what is this histogram reporting? Yeah.
So why did you put reset? What does that mean?
It means, because this is reporting periodically, and the reset just means get rid of any data that we reported from last time. So we'll add a whole new data set for this time. It's not a cumulative thing, in other words. Okay, ready? Population dot for each.
You're going to want to put that in the bigger screen.
Okay. Person. For each person, we're going to do histogram data episodes dot add, and we're going to add that person's get obesity count of obesity episodes. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, let me go put that on the big screen. Okay. Hey, come on, get back here. Come on, show me your. Where are you? Okay, there you go. Okay, there we go. Boom. Hey. Oh gosh. Sorry, it's exhibiting truculence. So forgive me while I detruculate my windows here. Okay, there we go. Come on, get back here. Okay. Okay. Boom. Copy. There we go. Boom. There we go. Oh gosh, look at that. It's a little bit too big. This is all one line. Okay. So what is this saying? It's going through each person in the population, and for that person, it's doing something. It says, given a person, what we want to do is we want to add to the obesity histogram, the obesity episode histogram, we want to add their count of obesity episodes here. That's what we want to do. Now, incidentally, you could have just referred to their variable here if you'd wanted to, but I think that's fair enough. Okay, so for each person in the population, it's going to be doing this thing. Taking that person, naming it person. For that person, getting their count of obesity episodes, and adding that to the histogram, keeping track of the count of obesity episodes. The class is surprisingly not revolting. Okay, that's. I'm happy you haven't brought out the tomatoes yet.
I'm sure once I hit the build button, we might have a different story.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, here we go. A clean slate from one side, but okay. Yeah. So, by the way, the fact that it wraps around here is unfortunate because that's immaterial. I'll make it smaller so you could see it. Okay, that's also still wrapping. Okay. Okay. Oh man, it's still kind of small here. I don't know. I'm not sure why it's not. I guess it's just too long still. Oh, I'll undo. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. But okay. At the end. At the end, I have 3 brackets. One is for this guy, one is for this guy, and one is for this guy. Okay. Are people okay? Who needs help? Who needs help? Okay. Can we get some help up here? Okay. So what sort of issue is it giving you? Okay. So let's go look over in your project. Okay. And then there's a go look at. Okay, histogram. Can you open analysis data there? Okay. And there's a thing called histogram data obesity episodes. And this thing is saying histogram data episodes. It should be called histogram data obesity episodes.
Okay.
Break? Okay. We're ready to run this. Okay. Who else needs
Yeah.
Who else needs help here? Okay, are you ready to go? Okay. So what's okay. Item data. Okay. Okay. Item data. Yeah, that looks like maybe if the video there. Boom. Okay, try doing that. Happy. Okay. Anyone else need help? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, shall we run this? Well, okay. So shall we run it? Okay. So what you should see when you run it is something like this. So where's the graph? There it is. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Wow. These are a large number of these are the episodes, but it's also year 56,000. So so next, after the break, we'll be putting in births and deaths. And we'll have the open population. But here we have this histogram on the number of times people have developed obesity. We see some people with lower, some people with higher, and it's obviously rising with time. Okay? So here we have a graph over individual histories showing a breakdown of the population by count of obesity episodes to which they have been subject. Okay? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a break, right? Jeff, the food is delivered, and then we'll return and do the open population components. And following that, health economics. And soon enough, we're going to try to do some calibration, although I think that will have to be tomorrow morning.
I look forward to the calibration.
Good. Good.
Before I ask my silly question.
Okay. So